welcome to a new video on the channel, the first one of 2021, and I think it's most fitting that we talk about goals today. I did make this video a while ago for Christmas. Obviously you can see the Christmas tree. I changed both Alicia and Sui into the Christmas outfits, and I had every intention of putting it up last year. However, I was in a little bit of an accident at the end of the year. I'm fine, or healing now, but I just didn't have the time to get it up, so then I thought that I would leave it and then make a new video to talk about goals today, but in the long run it was just easier to do a voiceover. I will give a disclaimer that there is a random head that will appear in the shot of this video at some point. I was showing in that video Reborn Layla's hair progress, and he only needs one more session with hair and then he's done, so please do mind that it's just something that I can't crop out because it just randomly appears, and I'm not sure when it's going to come up depending on how fast I speed up this video or not. Anyway, we're here to talk about goals. Last year was the worst year of my Reborn artistry career. I had only made 4 dolls in completion, 6 if you count Reborn Layla and the toddler that are basically ready for assembly. But I normally make 25 to 30 dolls each year, so it was considerably a tough year for me last year, and so to stay on track for this year and not fall off the bandwagon again and really come into it with a clear focus, I decided to make up some goals, and I thought I would share them with you all so I can be a bit more accountable for this experience. So let's get into them. The first goal I have is to make and complete at least 12 reborns this year. So 2 of those reborns are already accounted for. They will be the Cookie Sculpt and Reborn Layla. They are basically ready to be made, completed, sorry, but I just didn't get around to them in 2020, and I feel it kind of like wrong to exclude them from this list. So instead of listing 10 reborns, I decided to list 12 just to make sure that I covered those 2. And also I'm hoping to do more than 10, but I think this is a clear goal to have. It's not too much pressure. I think it'll be something that I can achieve with relative ease. That being said, we don't know what we're in for this year. I'm hopeful that it'll be a greater year than last year, but that is my current goal, just 10 reborns this year. So the next goal I have is to make up the kits that I have in storage. So for about 2, maybe 3 years now, I've been storing some kits that I brought because they were in trend at the time, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I'll get to them when I want to. Unfortunately, they're all open-eyed kits as well, and I seem to prefer doing babies that don't have open eyes. Maybe it's just because I hate putting in the eye sockets and all, eyes into the sockets and stuff, but you know, they're all open-eyed, and I've decided that this is the year that I have to get them out of storage. They cannot stay there any longer. Some of them are kits that people really enjoy too, so hopefully they'll find homes, but yeah, the goal is to really get them out of storage because I'm storing them for no purpose really anymore. So in leading up into that one, I also want to be buying more Reborns. I know that kit prices have increased a lot over the last couple of years, and I'm not comfortable paying some of the prices out there that I used to pay for that kind of quality. Of course, I will still be getting limited edition kits in and still working with kits that I really like. That comes into another goal, but I really want to work on some Reborns because some of the detail that I'm seeing in the newer ones are really enticing, and I'm really excited to work with some of them. I've got 2 already on their way, and there are a couple of kits that I really want to do and I just can't get my hands on right now due to the pandemic. But I'm really excited to work with them. I think that Reborns are a different kind of challenge because there's a lot more detail in the kit than perhaps in some limited edition kits in different areas, like in the hands and the feet. There's so many different wrinkles and stuff, and I always find them quite intimidating at times, but I really want to give that a go. So the next goal is I want to do regular social media updates / at least 2 videos a month. So I normally do a video a week when I was active on here. Well, it used to be more than once a week, but that was what I would hold myself accountable to. I really want to get back to that level, and I'm hopeful that I will, but for now I don't want to overload myself, considering it's been so difficult to upload regularly on YouTube. So 2 videos a month I think is very achievable, and an easy goal to set out for. And also I would go months on end without posting updates of dolls, and then suddenly I would be like way along in the process of making it, and people were like, wow, I didn't even know you were making that doll. So again, I just want to really be a bit more mindful about when I'm posting things like I used to be. I just found it really difficult, and sort of, I wouldn't say it was a hard task to do, but just something that I just didn't think enough of doing over 2020. So really want to increase that this year. The next goal is I want to make one ethnic baby, so at least one ethnic baby. So that might be an Asian sculpt or an AA sculpt or just anything that's along those lines. I really do enjoy trying different skin tones and challenging myself, but I'm really also quite stuck in my ways, and so when I make those babies I don't tend to do them often enough, so I don't have a proper level of understanding of what goes into them, and sort of want to improve on that. I really want to try and make another one and really get into the realism of it this time. I want to also make one baby for myself this year. So if you've been following for some time, you will know that I have Alicia. Sui, as you can see, was in my collection, but she belongs to my mum. I've just borrowed her because all I have is Alicia. And whilst she loves being an only child, I would really like to add a couple more sculpts to my personal collection this year, so I can have a little bit more variety and enjoy myself a little bit more with that. So that is one of my goals this year, is to have a bit more of a collection by the end of it. Hopefully about 3 would be nice, but if I only have 2, that would be fine too. The next goal is kind of leading into that list of 12 babies. I kind of know where 3 of them are going to go, and that is 1 each to my family members. So I'm very grateful that my mum, my best friend and my sister all collect dolls that I make and support my artwork. So I will be making at least 1 baby for each of them this year, because they've had some kits lying around that I haven't gotten around to just yet. And the first one that I'm actually going to be working on is a toddler sculpt for my best friend, and she will be the first baby that I start painting in 2021, alongside another sculpt that may be for sale. I'm not too sure what his future will be. And then the next goal I have is to try new mohair companies. I use Silk Effects predominantly. I love that hair. I wouldn't use anything else if I had the opportunity to, but it is very hard to source these days. I am very grateful for the efforts that Sarah at Silk Effects puts in and tries to have her listings at a time where it suits most time zones, but I just always seem to miss out. So instead of sitting there and worrying about how much here I'm not having in my stock, I decided that it might be best to try some new ones this year. I already use Susan Nagel at my local supplier, so I will obviously back up with that, but she does have a new hairstyle, mohair in, and I'm kind of enticed to try it. So definitely want to try new mohair and see how the quality is, and test a bit with that. So that's something I definitely want to do this year. The next goal I have is a little weird. I have a Charlemagne by Bonnie Brown that was given to me in a trade for another kit, and I'm absolutely petrified of making her. I'm not too sure why, but she is something that I have put off for a couple of years at least. I just want to do a really good job on her, since she's a very hard to find sold out kit, and she's a little bit petrifying for me, so my goal is to definitely start her this year. The next goal I have is to open custom orders again when I feel I can commit to them. So right now they're closed. I am not taking on any custom orders at the moment, simply because I just don't feel as though I am ready to work within a time frame that would suit a client and myself. I do have one returning client that I know that I will be working for over 2021, but she's the person I worked for over 2020, and 3 of the dolls that I made in 2020 were hers, and I know that she's willing to wait if anything crops up. I can't predict the future, and last year, 2020 was one that I just had really bad luck in. So I can't see myself opening them in the first half of the year, but I would really like to open them in the second half, simply because I really enjoy the challenge that comes from having somebody else's viewpoint and what they would like in a doll, because I tend to paint one way for myself and kind of do the same sort of style for myself because I know specifically what I like, and it's nice to be able to have that challenged by other people in the way that they think. The next one is to interact with my collection once a month. So that kind of ties into the social media update thing and the videos that I'm going to do, because hopefully that will entice me to make a video if I'm changing them or doing something with them. Alicia spent a lot of 2020 just collecting dust and wrapped up for most of it at some point too, so I really want to improve on that. And another one for the kit side of things is that I only want to buy kits that I love and not buy into the trends. So as I said, I've got those kits that are stored in my storage bins from when I would buy them because they were in trend. They were what everyone wanted, and I thought, oh well, then I'll get on that too. But I didn't buy any kits except for one over 2020, and that was in December. It's Delilah by Nikki Johnston, and that was because I could not pass her up, as opposed to buying into what's exciting and new at the time. So I really want to buy kits that only I would really enjoy to paint and really cannot pass up, and I'm hopeful that I can stick to that, because sometimes I get a little bit swept away with what everyone else is interested in and want to hopefully make a sale in the future, and then I just don't really enjoy making the kit as much as I would have if I'd brought something that was more to my liking. The next one is to focus on making better photography, or doing better photography I should say. It was something I started looking into last year, and I really want to improve on it further this year. I'm fortunate enough that I have a lot more space to work in here at our new house, and so whilst I still have this area in my room that you're seeing where I'm filming from, I can also film in the studio downstairs. So I'm hopeful to set up a permanent photography sort of table somewhere where I can have props and stuff on the ready. That's my goal, and I'm hopeful that I can continue to do that in 2021. I really want to make really nice photos this year and really promote my work in a more, I don't know what to say, just in a better way, I guess. And then two more small goals is, one, I want to learn how to paint here. I might be really good at doing it. That's my favourite part of reborning, is doing it with mohair, but I want to learn how to paint it. And the last one is, I brought Ultimate Fusion air dry paints when they had the starter kit ages ago. I still haven't tried them, and I really want to. So those are my goals for this year. Thank you so much for sticking around if you read them all, listen to them all, and I'm really hopeful that this year will be a really productive year for me as a reborn artist and for the channel, and just experiencing new things with reborns, because I've been doing this since 2013 and I think I got a little jaded, but I'm really excited to pick back up and go ahead full steam. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Hope you have a great 2021, and I'll be back with a new video soon. Bye everyone!